Hi everyone, welcome back to my next quote to live your life by. Today we're going to continue the idea of adventure and travel and living the best life you can, living a life you're proud of, that you're not disappointed with. Looking back with self-examination and saying, am I proud of the life I've lived last year, the last 6 months, the last month, the last week? Am I proud of the life I lived yesterday? And if I'm not, am I willing to change and start over? And the idea is that you can't remain static. You always have to be looking for new ways to grow and to expand your life, to break out of your comfort zone. So today we have a quote from André Gide. You cannot discover new oceans unless you have the courage to lose sight of the shore. And again, it's the idea that there is an element of risk, of pushing up hard against your comfort zone and going beyond it, and the distinct possibility of falling and becoming bruised and bloodied. You cannot discover new oceans unless you have the courage to leave sight of the shore. So we have this safety, and that's how we have turned our homes, our jobs, our routines, our habits, our hobbies into prisons. They're so comfortable and we're so seemingly happy in them that we don't want to risk something new and far, far better, because we might lose this acceptable thing we have. The boring, monotonous life of my coffin, my rut, my comfort zone, is more pleasant to me than the risk of finding something amazing and wonderful out there. What's out there when I have this comfort right now? And so what I want you to see is that you can't find something amazing and wonderful and fantastic unless you unless you're willing to let go of the mediocre and the average and barely acceptable. The barely acceptable becomes a horrible prison if we're not willing to let it go for something fantastic. And maybe it won't be fantastic. You never know. It could be fantastic. It could be worse than it is now. You might be bloodied and bruised. And so that's why we just stay in the barely acceptable present, the barely acceptable rut and comfort zone and coffin and prison of our own making. You cannot discover new oceans unless you're willing to let go of the ocean of the past. And I hope that you'll see that, and that you'll make the decision, I can't live my best life without letting go of this mediocre life of being a cog in a machine, of being a wage slave, making somebody else rich. And you just have to determine, I'm going to find my best life. I can't discover a new ocean unless I lose sight of the shore of the prison that my life has become. You have to do that. You have to be willing to make that risk and make that determination. I will find a life that's amazing, even through the risk of being bloodied and bruised, and it is. So I hope you'll do that, folks. I hope you'll agree to set out for that new ocean, that the comfort of a mediocre, monotonous, cog in the machine, wage slave life should not hold you back from a life of adventure and travel. I hope you'll discover that. You have to make that decision for yourself. And until you do, you can't set out. You can't set out with your whole heart. I hope you'll give that some thought. If you do, if you got anything out of this video, if you liked it, I hope you'll like us on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button, and we'll talk to you in the next quote to live your life by.